Hi guys, this is my humble setup on how to film a YouTube video. I apologize for the poorly fixed headband on my headset, and I need to make it so that I'm not hearing myself, and I do that right there, and that's perfect. So, welcome to my channel, Stagnir Talks. I'm Stagnir, of course, and I do a lot of talking. but Today I wanted to talk about mindfulness because it's a thing that's been an essential part of my life for many years. I had a concussion, or I have had several concussions or traumatic brain injuries, and I had one 9 years ago, which is still a health issue today. And one of the things that I encountered on this long journey of physical health, mental health, stress regulation, nervous system regulation, brain pauses, and cognitive rehabilitation, or training my body, mind, and brain back up to a certain level, was mindfulness. And I'm actually not sure who was the first inspiration, or who was the first person who talked about mindfulness that I ever listened to. But I think it might have been Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese monk who passed a couple of years ago, I think. And he does this in a very poetic and beautiful way in his books. It's the way he talks about it is very well written, and you can feel that he has a way with words, and that he spent a lot of time reflecting on how to write the sentence, the few sentences that the books aren't very long often, but they are very impactful because he's used a lot of time to communicate it well. And he's probably still to this day my favorite teacher in this aspect, even though I've been on a journey with oh, there's a little spider that just passed the camera. Whoops, get out of here. I've there's the spider. I've spent time where was I? Meditating, and I've done that in I've done all sorts of meditation, yogic inspired meditations and Buddhism inspired meditation, and I've tried hundreds of different types of meditation over the last 9 years, and I still think that one of the most simple ways of explaining something very impactful and easy to start practicing today comes from the likes of Thich Nhat Hanh. And that's not because I've not read Eckhart Tolle or books from Buddhist monks and avid meditators and so on and so forth. I just think that it's an overly complicated area sometimes, and it might seem too complex, and I can't obtain this, I can barely understand what I'm reading. Whereas Thich Nhat Hanh is in every single breath you can reconnect with peace by following the breath in and out. And I use this in my everyday life because I don't sit around meditating all day, and I don't have the desire to do that. I could maybe meditate an hour a day but the rest of the time I'm doing things, and it is in doing those things that mindfulness really help. As I was just mowing the lawn, and while mowing the lawn, I'm just focused on the feelings in my hands, the thoughts and feelings that arrive in my mind and body, and on the breath. But maybe that's a bit of a complex description as well. My anchor is always the breath. I just watch it go in through the nose and out through the nose. And what happens is, especially when the lawnmower was turned off and I was just using it, I don't know the English word for this, but I was using a hand tool to collect the wet grass so I could put it up into a trash bag. So I was like scraping it together with this long wooden stick with some plastic fangs at the end. And what happens when I am doing daily tasks like that while being mindful is that, and I know this sounds like, this might sound like, I don't want to say cringe, but like, what happens is that I forget that I am the one holding the tool and doing that. It's like I disappear from the equation. There's only the grass being like swept into a pile, picked up, put in the bag, lift up the bag, go to the next place, scrape. It's like I disappear in the action because I'm focused on my breath and what I'm doing in such a present manner that thinking of past and future isn't a factor anymore. So I'm of course not as good at explaining these things as someone like Thich Nhat Hanh, Eckhart Tolle, or other worldwide known meditation, mindfulness teachers. There are Zen Buddhists or monks or people from that tradition that have done great work on this as well. But I just want to say that if you have an overstimulated nervous system or brain, or life is just too much for you sometimes, like where you're mentally completely exhausted, emotionally exhausted, or cognitively exhausted, or whatever it may be, these types of breaks or habits where washing the dishes becomes a type of break for you during the day because you practice this way, it can just alleviate a lot of stress. Like the things I focus most on is the stress I feel, the tension I hold. And when I say tension, I mean specifically I will just randomly discover that I'm walking around with my shoulders up here, like close to the ears, right? And I want to let go of that tension. And the same thing goes for the jaw. For example, I will be clenching my jaw, which leads to headache and anxiousness and stuff. So I consciously do exercises to relieve tension in the jaw, to be more at ease when I'm doing my daily tasks. And specifically the neck, the shoulders, and the jaw are the biggest points for me. I don't know what it is for you, but I just think, and also I've been suffering from anxiety for many years, and it's been much worse since I had a brain injury or a traumatic brain injury, which left me unable to do much and just lying around in a dark room for almost 11 months. So that was a really traumatic experience, and I've had to deal with a lot of anxiety and nervous system regulation ever since then. And this has just been one of the things that's helped me so much, and it's so simple. Like you don't need to read a 300-page book or watch a 2-hour YouTube video or go live in a monastery or whatever. Like it's I'm not saying it's easy, because it takes time you need to practice it and build up your mindfulness or meditation muscle, which takes time because it requires effort and concentration. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying it is very simple and you can start practicing it today. It's an easy technique, if you can even call it a technique, and you don't need any preparation, or you don't need to be any certain type of way to do it. So I just encourage you to do this. I breathe in through the nose, and I just feel the breath going in and out of the nose. And sometimes I will do the the physiological sigh that I know Andrew Huberman talks about a lot, which is like I will do that 3 to 5 times in like a moment where I need to regulate myself extremely fast. But in my everyday life, it's not something I just stop up and do very often unless I really need to settle down. It's just the mindfulness of watching the cold air coming in through the nostrils and the warm air coming out, and just the sensations it gives on the opening of the nostrils, and maybe even the upper lip, or for me, my beard. And it just grounds me in the present, reduces anxiety, stress, and tension. And for tension, I do find exercises online or whatever to like remove tension, but I also just breathe in through the nose while focusing on that area, and then when I breathe out, I try to let go. For example, in the jaw, it will be like focusing on the jaw where where I feel the tension. It might be like a buzzing feeling, or like like it can be whatever, but I try to breathe into that muscle, and then when I like and I try to relax my entire facial muscles, all of my facial muscles actually, and it's like a really good way of coming back to like, oh, remember to stay relaxed, even while doing things that might be stressful. Even while your newborn child is screaming you into the face, just try to just let the tension go away. And it will be easier to handle, and your body will require less energy to muster those situations and to handle those daily activities. So, I also do use the Thich Nhat Hanh sentences sometimes, like breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. I'm breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. And breathing in, breathing out, and then in, out. And he also talks about having a half smile. So I will do the which kind of, I don't know if it's tricking the body into like relaxing and being happy. Maybe it's not even tricking, but like you just do the smile and you instantly feel like how it releases stress and relaxes facial muscles, and just makes you feel more at ease and maybe a little more joy, I think. I hope this video is helpful for someone. It certainly has been something that's helped me a lot. I'm really sorry for the way this is set up. I know I'm sitting in a pretty dark room, and I don't really have any lights to put up that will light up my face and stuff. I just this is what I've got. So, and the webcam isn't very good, but I hope you enjoy watching this video, and I will try to make more videos, as I have quit a gaming addiction that I've had my entire life, so I am looking to transfer that energy somewhere else. I've moved into a house, so there's a lot of things to do. I sometimes play a bit of guitar. I sometimes play around with tech stuff, IT stuff on the computer. And yeah, this could be one of my new creative outlets, and maybe I could help some people. So I will be signing off for now, and I hope this message helps you, or in some way is interesting to you. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next one.